Hello. I was going over a few thoughts earlier today, and I wanted to share something. And when I was thinking about wanting to share it, I was talking with our Father out loud, and I was saying that, I don't mind sharing, different aspects of my own life if it helps somebody and opens up a new perspective for them. But also, in turn, I don't want it to seem like I'm being boastful, um, or trying to set myself apart by any means, because whenever I speak about things in a video, I'm not just speaking to whomever's watching this. I take my own advice. I don't want to be a hypocrite. We're all hypocrites on some level, but um, I try to avoid being a hypocrite. So what I wanted to share, and I hope it doesn't sound again like I'm making it about me. I'm not making this about me. I'm just kind of sharing, you know, bits and pieces of my life, and again, I'm only doing this to be helpful to others. So, with that disclaimer, uh, I have two ex-husbands, and I interact with them both. I interact with my second ex-husband more so than my first one because we have a 7-year-old son together. I don't interact as much with my first ex-husband because, usually when I pick up my 16-year-old daughter, he's at work, and he's not even home yet. But I'm gonna make this video of how to love someone. I guess that's what I'll title it: How to Love Someone. Um, with my first ex-husband, because our 16-year-old daughter lives with him, when I go over there, he's a car mechanic, uh, and a bachelor. And my 16-year-old daughter, I love her very, very much, but she's kind of messy. So when I go over there once a week, I clean. I clean his apartment. If there are a large pile of dishes, they don't use the dishwasher. They do it by hand because the dishwasher's broken. So I'll do dishes. I clean the bathroom. I do my daughter's laundry. And I understand she's 16 years old. Some people are going to say, can she do her own laundry? She's a good kid, so, like, pick your battles. And I don't mind. I don't mind. She doesn't leave her dirty laundry, intentionally, because she expects that I or her father's going to do it. It's just something that her mind's busy all over the place, and it's something that it just doesn't come in the forefront of her thoughts. But she's a really good kid, because when I'm over there cleaning and I ask her to help out and do things, she's so happy to do it. She's like, "Okay, mom," and she just goes and cleans and takes out the trash and all kinds of stuff. So again, good kid. So I go and I clean, or I actually have cooked them both dinner as well, because I know my first ex-husband is the hardest worker I have ever known in 42 years. He works really hard. He beats himself up. And when he gets home, he is filthy and exhausted. So I do this out of love. He may be my ex-husband and we're not together anymore, but you don't stop loving someone when you truly love them. So that's another point. Uh, so I do that for him. And I drive all the way. It takes me an hour to drive to see my daughter. She doesn't live that far away. I think it's like 36 miles. But because it's like small towns in between and the average speed is 45 to 50 miles per hour, that's why it takes an hour. My second ex-husband, um, he doesn't allow me to clean the house because he's there. He works from home, um, mostly, and but I'll do his dishes. I'll notice if I get to the house before he leaves, the job site. He's building a house right now on another site. The house he's living in is temporary, but he's building a house. So when he's not there and I get there before him, I do the dishes and I clean up. Because again, I know he's busy. He's building a house, trying to get, as much done as he can before it starts getting too cold. And he's taking care of our 7-year-old son, homeschooling him. So I know that he's busy and he's all over the place. So I do what I can to help him out. Yeah, one time before he got a tractor with a plow on it, his driveway is nearly a nearly a quarter of a mile. It's narrow. It's like a one car length in width, but it's nearly a quarter of a mile. And before he got that, there was about 9 to 10 inches of snow, and I had spent the night there because of the snowstorm. And I said to him, like, yeah, sure. And I didn't think it was going to be such a physical. I mean, I knew it was going to be physical, but I didn't know it was going to be back-breaking physical. And I was like, yeah, I'll help you shovel. Yeah. It was heavy snow too. It wasn't like light fluffy snow. It was a good 2 or 3 pounds a shovel full. And I have lower back issues, so I'm not gonna go and I'm not trying to make this dramatic, but so I have to be careful that I don't throw out my lower back. And so I helped him shovel one day, but then after I shoveled myself out and helped him, I had to come back to my house. Now my driveway, you can easily fit 6 cars in my driveway. I didn't shovel 6 cars, like all my whole driveway out. I just shoveled around my Prius, because my Prius was parked at home, and shoveled to where I can park my CRV. So why am I telling you this like long drawn out, almost 10-minute story? Well, how to love someone. So with Jesus Christ, I can't cook him dinner. I can't clean his house. I can't shovel out his driveway. But what I can do is be obedient and follow his commandments that he wants us to follow in the Bible. Um, and I can sit down, with my cup of coffee and sit on the step and talk with him. I can give him time, because what I'm doing with my first ex-husband and with my second ex-husband is I'm giving them my time. I'm showing them love. It's like that's how I show them how much I love them. It's the same with your relationship with Jesus Christ. It's like I'm giving him my time and I'm showing him how much I love him by, I'm in a relationship with him. You're the bride of Christ and he's the bridegroom. You're in a relationship. And it upsets me when I see that people um, uh, aggressively, they get upset and say it's not about works, and they get so upset. And it's like, you're right, you're absolutely right, it's not about works, but how are you showing the Lord Jesus Christ that you love him? How are you showing him that? Are you giving your time? Are you um, letting others know about Jesus Christ? Um, or are you just sitting around waiting to be raptured, and with the mindset of, once saved, always saved, I don't have to do anything. Grace plus faith equals nothing. And it's like, I don't know about anybody else, but if I'm in a relationship with someone and they're sitting around doing nothing, what's the point of that relationship? Like, what's the point of me being in a relationship with that person if they're just going to sit around and do nothing all day, every day? And and shout at me and say it's not about works. And I'm like, yeah, but if I'm the only one putting effort and time and love into this relationship, and the other person's not doing anything, it's like I don't want to be in that relationship anymore. So I look at it as, you would see it the same way with, Jesus Christ. Do you think he wants to be in a relationship with someone who's going to sit around and do nothing? Again, I'm not saying it's works. It's not works. It's love. It's love. It's not works. It's love. I don't look at when I clean my first ex-husband's house as work. It's, I'm showing him how much I care, love, and appreciate how hard he's working when our 16-year-old daughter's staying there, and so on. And do I look at it as work when I'm helping my second ex-husband? No, I don't look at it as work. I'm showing him how much I care, love, and appreciate him as well. And that regardless, I mean, I'm divorced from both of them, but we're still a family. It doesn't matter, what a piece of paper says. We're still family, and we're still going to be a part of each other's lives. So I hope that this perspective helps at least one person, that when you're in a relationship, regardless of whether you're married, divorced, family, friendship, whatever, you don't look at it, when you're showing love, you don't look at it as a work. And you especially don't throw it in someone's face, all that you do for them. Like, look at all this work I've done for you, because then that's not love either. So So yeah, this and again, I know you cannot earn your way into the kingdom of heaven. I get that. But you can't just sit around lazy and do nothing and think that you're going to be rewarded for that either. And here's the other thing. When I do loving things for others or for the Lord Jesus Christ, I don't do it for rewards. I don't get anything in return for helping out my ex-husbands other than, once in a while they'll verbally tell me how much they appreciate it, which I don't do it for that. I don't do it for them to tell me how much they appreciate it. It's the same with the Lord Jesus Christ. I don't do nice things and loving things and thoughtful things because I'm thinking about all these rewards I'm going to get in the kingdom of heaven. I'm just going to be surprised as all, you know, just to make it there, just to be there. I am going to be shit shocked, to be honest with you. And I told this to my 16-year-old daughter too. And I said, I said to her, I'm like, you know, if we're raptured out of here and I'm standing there trying to, take it all in, the visual, I'm just standing there because I can't believe that I'm in heaven. I said, I'm going to act a fool running around screaming, whoa, I made it! It's like, I don't care, like, who's around, and if they're looking at me like, what's wrong with her, I'm gonna be like running around like a fool, like, whoa, I made it! Doing every kind of dorky dance or whatever. Yeah, so I hope this video, again, I hope you learned something from this video. I hope that you take something away from this video. And I hope that if you didn't have that perspective, I hope it has opened the door to see it at another angle. That when you love somebody, it's not, you don't feel like you're working when you're doing things for them. So I hope you have a great day and God bless.